Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm doing a quick scan through the markets in advance of non-farm payroll figures which come out in about 30 minutes. So as we can see on Forex Factory, we've got them coming out 1:30 UK time and expected forecast figures of 990,000 jobs to be added in the previous month. So pretty much a million new job vacancies coming on the market. So this could be seen as pretty positive, buoyant news for some of the equity indices. So we look at the UK FTSE at the moment. We've just now broken into record highs for the year. It's the highest it's been since March 2020, and just looking at the chart here, it is showing a very nice strong uptrend. And if we look in a little bit closer, let's say on the 5-minute chart, it's clear obviously there's some encouraging news coming out in the morning, but since then it's tailed off slightly, and in the past almost hour the price has just literally been going sideways, literally ranging between 7,100 about 4 or 5 points it's ranging between. So again, that's showing there's a little bit of uncertainty in the market and really waiting for that figure to come out. I think the biggest reaction today is probably going to be from gold. If we look at this chart here, it's a 15-minute chart. So yesterday some employment figures came out of the US, and then again that was a big surge upwards in the price of gold, pretty much made a $25 gain on the price. And we can see after that it's pretty much range bound going sideways, a bit of positivity throughout the Asia session. And again, for the majority of today, is ranging pretty much between 18.18, 18.21, 22. So again, a $3 or $4 range on the price of gold. So it's quickly looking at the British pound, so cable. This chart looks very messy, very choppy. It's literally going sideways. It's a 15-minute chart, so pretty much the price action for the past couple of days. I mean, so yes, there's been some news coming out. This would have been around the interest rate figures yesterday in the UK, so therefore there's probably a 100-point range on that bar. But since then we've been in a very much consolidation pattern between 138.9 and 139.2, so about a 30 pip range on GBP USD. So again, just on the euro, it's been quite clear that it was in a downward trend, especially on the 4-hour chart. It was starting to look to break down below the lows of 119.80, then probably potentially run all the way down to probably 118. But we've seen a rally in the past couple of days, bringing the price back up well above the 1.2 mark. So yeah, a bit of indecision within the euro. So again, this could be a big news announcement that could really make a directional change. So yeah, we're going to come back in 29 minutes from now and have a look at what the figures release are and what it does to these markets. Okay, so numbers coming out any minute. Always the joy of when figures come out. Obviously, then we've got the true analysis of what's going to happen afterwards around what's the composition made up. There we go. Gold really up and down as expected. Same thing, the euro dollar having a massive spike up. As you can see, gold has pretty much gone up almost $8. Euro has risen 30-40 pips in a matter of minutes. FTSE's dropped off probably in about 10 points, so not a huge amount there. But we're not going to know the true impact of this until the full analysis has been done on the report, looking at whether jobs have been created, what sectors they're in. Is it mainly hospitality? Is it construction? Is it retail? Who knows what's going to be from the US? But yeah, we can see, as expected, the gold has just gone absolutely ballistic. So you can see here from SX Street that the US only added 266,000 jobs in April. We're expecting closer to 1 million. So that's definitely not a very good figure coming out. And obviously that's keeping the unemployment rate higher than expected, where analysts are expecting to come down below 5.8%. So that's obviously going to be a huge reaction, especially as the traders from Wall Street start coming online in the next hour. I can only see this going one way, which is potentially the stock indices going down as there's a bit of a shock reaction, and as you can see there's definite strength in currency pairs. So the dollar is definitely weakening and gold is just going up like crazy. So I'll pop back in probably a couple of hours after the US has opened and get some reaction from those guys and see what they're actually going to start trading in the afternoon. So I'll see you in a few hours. Okay, so it's now 3:45, so the US session's been open for just over an hour. It's really interesting to see what things have been happening. So look here on gold, we had that huge surge up when the reports came out. And then obviously we hit a high of 18.43 before price came all the way back down. Almost a $14 drop from that high. It's now seen a bit of a recovery and things are selling off. So This is why I don't like to trade around these particular news items, because it's so volatile. It can do anything it likes. We're now seeing the full jobs report being digested, and showing out the numbers here, we're seeing a lot of volatility. Same thing, if we look at the FTSE 100, this is the bar here where the price dropped. Let's put a little note around that. So that's where the value came out and the price dropped down. As you can see, since then, it's pretty much been recovering. And to me, that's showing there's more strength in this market than originally thought. So it's interesting to see that the indices and the equity markets are actually going higher based on this jobs report. Now, looking deeper into the report, it is clear that although there were only 266,000 new jobs taken on, there's also a lot more vacancies out there, but they're not able to find the caliber of people to actually fill them for some strange reasons. So they're struggling to actually get people into posts. So euro dollar is very interesting. We had that big run up around the news and it's continued. Yes, it did pull back before the US session opened, but literally in the past hour, it's been a rally strength up to 120, 150. Now, if we start looking at zooming out, where are there some key levels on that particular forex pair, and potentially we've got a bit of resistance coming in around about this number coming up at the 121.80 potentially. So we could start seeing a bit of weakness coming to euro dollar and potentially a bit of selling off later in the day. And just looking at GBP USD, so pretty much the same pattern is repeated on this one. We had this huge surge when the number came out, a bit of a consolidation, and the full reading of the report came in, and also a lot more bullishness coming back into the British pound. Again, if you look at the higher time frame back on the daily chart, we've got another level of resistance coming in here. Pretty much a level we're at now, 1.4. So yeah, there's potentially some sellers may come in and start taking some profits on the buys they've done in the past couple of days. So as you can see, news releases, especially around non-farm payrolls, are very, very unpredictable, very unreliable. So no matter what the figure comes out, we would assume that potentially a massive negative figure of 266,000 as opposed to a million would have seen a huge sell-off, but it hasn't. The actual values and the prices have actually risen. So yeah, another lesson to be learned from this one: don't trade on non-farm payroll days. See you all again soon. Cheers.